Good evening, everyone. David, you are muted. You can unmute. um, my name is Debbie Wetzler, and I'm here with David Silverman. And we're here for a team gathering, which is especially important in this day, which we were just talking about. It's wonderful to be able to connect, even virtually, with people. And that's what we've been doing for years now, though. Anyway, without this virus going on. Um, it empowers people. It helps get a very positive vibe. It helps keep in a very good attitude. It encourages us all to move forward as a team. You get to see who else is on your team to reach out for help and assistance or to assist others. And it's just a way to keep together and keep connected as a wonderful team, which we are. And there are so many people that we love seeing on this call every week, and it's especially nice to see all of you here and healthy and having a great evening so far. David, would you like to add anything?
Well, I'm going to turn it over to you in a second. I'm going to come back and do the training on the back end. But hi, everybody. David Silverman in Florida right now, and glad we're here together every Monday, unless it's a national holiday here in the U.S. We have this, and what Debbie said is true. It's a great way just to get together, especially now. Tyler talked about at convention, and also when he came to Maryland, about power of gathering, getting together, and we're all kind of isolating ourselves from everybody else in the world. And it's great that we've been getting together like this all the time. Sometimes we feel isolated, in the world, knowing about this incredible breakthrough for humanity, and sometimes people are not that keen on it, and you feel a little rejected and dejected. And it's nice to get together every week, but especially now. And there's so many more Zooms taking place to share this with guests, team Zooms, like that. So glad we're doing this. We're going to make announcements tonight. We're going to recognize the people who have advanced in rank this past week. We're going to introduce new people, and then Debbie's going to run that part of the call. And then there are a couple other diamonds on the call here too. We've got Triple Diamond, Amy States Diamond, Carolyn and Paul Hoffman on as well. But we're just all servant leaders, as many of you are. Some of you are beginning, some of you have been in. But we're here to serve, and that's why we do all the things that we do, and we know that's why you do the things that you do as servant leaders. So I'm going to turn it over to Debbie, and I'll come back. I've got a document that has the events that are taking place that I know of this week, and then I'm going to do a training on something really, really, really important that we talked about a little bit last week. So Debbie, I'll turn it over to you for a bit.
Well, if you want to show that events thing, it's the first thing I was going to talk about just quickly, was the fact that we have gotten so many other leaders, and we have to get their lists, that are doing a lot of different webinars, and it's to help everybody. And some of them you can tap into, and that's the list we have to get. I know Terry Latham's doing several of them. Ed Weens has been doing some. For our group, we have our Monday team phone calls, but on Tuesday in the morning, it's 9 a.m. Eastern, so it's a little early for Western folks, but David is going to do What is ASEA? Ask the Doctor. It's kind of scheduled that early for Asia. However, anybody's welcome to come on. David does a phenomenal job about describing what redox is and why it's so important, and what it's like then to share it and be able to help yourself, especially again, when people, I know in 2008, when we had that deep depression, there were more people that signed up for network marketing than that just really spiked that year. So the same thing's going to start happening. So they might as well be on your team. So be sure you're reaching out to people for both, for health and for financial, because there are many people who know many people that could use this at this time. Also on Tuesday, I usually do an in-home on Tuesday, so I've decided, since we're going virtual, I will start doing a Tuesday night. I do it at 6 p.m. so that you can get on the ASEA corporate call early, just after mine, if you'd like. I will be doing a presentation to again describe redox, what a big area of science it is, and some of the science behind it, and also what it's like to share. And I try to get that done in about 35 minutes, which I've been pretty good at. And then I will open it for questions. So it's on this same number, 301-100-1000. I'll be doing that every Tuesday, especially while we're in quarantine. On Wednesdays, if you want, again, doctors, which many people would probably like to hear from at this point, what is ASEA? Ask the doctor. And it goes back and forth between David and Carolyn Hoffman. I believe this was Carolyn Hoffman's week, but, and then David will be doing 2 back-to-backs because he does the first and third and fifth Wednesday. So he'll be doing the 5th and the 1st. So, but that's another fantastic, we've sent many people there. We promote it all the time. And so if you'd like to get on and learn again what redox is and be able to ask doctors questions about it afterwards, then please get on that. That's again, this same number. Every Thursday, Alan Noble does a fantastic presentation also. If you have Zoom, you just type in discoverasea.com and you go right to his webinar. He describes ASEA and the business, and he usually has an amazing testimonial on. He does not answer questions. So if you need to set it up with somebody in your upline to answer questions afterwards, if you have guests, I would suggest doing that so you can get their questions answered. And then Fridays, Jim Glenn, who's a diamond in Terry Latham's group, he does a What is ASEA for guests again, and he usually interviews people. So last week, Dr. Carolyn Hoffman and Buffy Donahoe were on. So he has several different guests, all different people from around the country on that, and that's a fantastic. That's 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific. And you can go to redox2.com to get on, or there is a number right here that you can get on if you just want to use the Zoom number. So virtually every single day, pretty much, there is something, a presentation, and we will tap into what the other diamonds are doing and what are open and what are not. We have a mastermind tomorrow at 8 a.m. my time, and we'll try to get some of those webinars down and then put them out to you. So know that this is a hugely, quickly growing aspect. More people are interested in network marketing, but also in ASEA because it is a health-related industry, and it's really, again, helping to protect people. So people should be very interested for several reasons in learning about it at least. So if you can get them on one of those webinars, it's fantastic. That's your best way to learn. And then they can get their questions answered, and they're either ready to sign up or they'll need a little bit more information. So they'll be analytical. I was just looking at the rank advancements for last week. We always like to recognize our rank advancements, and we had 44 in our team last week and many that advanced to bronze. So I'm excited to show you that right now. And some of the people are on that have advanced. And again, this is official from about 2 weeks ago, just because that's when they're made official. Like if you went to a rank last week, it won't be official till tomorrow. Oh, and David, do you post that list of the schedule of events on Freedom?
I do, and I just pasted it all in the chat bar.
Okay. We want to just get a copy of it. Yep. We have a doctor who wants to have that list and put it in his office, so that'll be great. Thank you.
Okay. That's just for our group. Everybody needs to know that's just for our group. Don't put it on social media.
Well, this is a doctor in our group, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling everybody.
Okay. No, right. Okay, so when you first join, you're called an associate, and you can stay an associate forever if you want and just get the product wholesale. But if you decide to share this with people and you share it with at least 2, and one goes on your left side and one goes on your right side, you are now a new director. So we had some new directors from 2 weeks ago. One is Florence St. Pierre. Congratulations for stepping out of your comfort zone and telling people about this. Liz Loney, new director. Marilyn Ragslayewa is a new director. Nant Annette Regasalawa, they're related, obviously. And Penny Key is a new director, and those are our new directors from a couple weeks ago. As people start ordering product and you sign up more people or they sign up more people, you get to 300 points on your left and 300 points on your right. Very easy to see on your dashboard in your back office. And it says total left and total right. And if it's 300 on both sides, you're a director 300 now. So our new director 300s is Robin Sandine, Karen Chai and Mi Feng Chai, Sarah Pack, Lynn Sorensen, Ronaldo Benito Baston, Carlo James Orleans Gatos, Carl Joshua Orleans Gatos, Paulo Valente is a new director 300, Roxanne Bear is a new director 300, Lourdes Gladys de los Reyes Palansad, Dean Dagana, Margaret Ziegler, Melojane Corpuz, Casey Katuski, and Minnie Carrillo. All are new director 300, so congratulations to them. That's stepping up. That's our building block. You have to be a diamond, you have to have 6 director 300s, and to be a double diamond on up, you have to have 7 director 300s. So that's the building block of our company and of our business. Now, as you stay in and more people sign up, you eventually get to 700 points on both sides. We have several new director 700s, Zelina Tan, Denise Osborne, Jericho Jeffrey Ayangayo, Alejandro Ayangayo, David's laughing at me, Marie-Therese Dufour, Harrison Wallace, Sarisa Sue Bongsang, Nathaniel Desvalon, I guess that's the way you pronounce it, sorry. Moon Chow Chan, Jane Ellis, Marie Antoinette Mar Malsace, Ong Huang Lin and Tian Lin Ling, Elisa Flirt, and Maskela Ruth Mamek. All new director 700s this past week. So congratulations again to all of those. That's stepping up, and you're very close to getting to bronze executive. That's our first executive leadership. You've had people that have stepped up that say, I want to do the business with you. You've become their leader. You need 2,000 points on both sides and 2 director 300s. So our new bronze executive from 2 weeks ago are Michael Rogan Kwan, Karen Denham, congratulations. That is so exciting. Editha Borlongo Aganyayo.
That's a good try.
Thank you. Do you know how to pronounce it?
Oh, I do, but I'm just letting you do it.
No, go ahead.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
I want to say their names right. Ayangayo. All right. Mr. Orleans is a new bronze executive. Oh, it is Michael Hartfeld, who is on our call tonight. He's a new bronze executive. Congratulations, Michael. Karen Rambat, who is sometimes, I don't know if she's on tonight. She's a new bronze executive, which is fantastic. She's been working very hard. And Angel Sun, who's in California, a direct line to me, it became a new bronze a couple of weeks ago. So we want to congratulate all the new bronze executives. That is absolutely fantastic.
Congratulations, everybody.
7 of them. And then we have 1 new silver executive. Now for silver, it's 3,000 on both sides and 3 director 300s. And our new silver executive, which we congratulated last week, but we'll congratulate her again because it's official now, is Risa Lynch. So
Risa.
yay to everybody.
Mhm. I see all the congratulations in the chat bar. It's awesome.
Absolutely. No, it's great to see everybody moving up and really sharing this with people and being able to help the world at this point. Because I really do feel that this is a mission and purpose now for all of us. The world needs this now more than any time. So we have another 10 minutes. I would love to be able to welcome new people. If we have anybody new on that anyone's brought on, if you'll unmute yourself and introduce.
I have
Lynn Matthews wants to be the first to pop up.
I did. I have Dr. Cheryl on with us. Cheryl, do you remember how to undo?
Yes, I'm unmuted.
Wonderful. So Dr. Cheryl Kasdorf is here in the Cottonwood area near Sedona. We met. I had been going to look to meet different practitioners. I pulled into a parking lot by accident and saw her office, and she was not there. So I called her. We had a nice conversation, and she ended up coming to our in-person meeting last week. So I'm so excited that she is part of our team now, and I'd really love to introduce. She's got a heart of gold, and I'm just really honored to be working with her.
She's the first accident I've met. Hi, Dr. Cheryl. Welcome to the team.
No, it's never an accident. Lynn
I
said that
know.
in her presentation. Yeah, I was there for a reason.
Of course you were there for a reason, as we all have been. But welcome. Tell us a little bit about what kind of a doctor are you?
Naturopathic physician.
Perfect.
And I'm one of the more traditional naturopaths in that, you know, lifestyle, water, all the real basic stuff. I don't do IVs or, you know, drugs really. And so when I found something that is so comprehensive and can make such a big impact, I got excited, and I'm slowly introducing it to patients.
Fantastic. That is absolutely wonderful. You have a big sphere of influence, and I know you can help a lot of people this way. So we really greatly appreciate you taking a look at this and keeping your mind open and coming up to. So welcome to the team.
Yeah. And Dr. Cheryl, were you at that meeting where I zoomed in last week or no? Yes.
Yes.
I thought so.
I asked you about structured water, and I still want some answers with that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Lynn can send questions to different resources. I don't know.
Yeah, she's on it. She's on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lynn's very good about that. So you have a great mentor in Lynn.
And I'll just say when anybody tries to compare this to something else, I'll ask them to whatever it is, if they think that it's the same thing, I'll say, go rub whatever you're talking about on 10 people in pain 3 times in 5 minutes and tell me what you see in 10 minutes. And it becomes very evident that even if the person doesn't know the difference, that it's not the same thing, you know?
Right.
Yeah. That's just one of the real easy things we have to validate this. But welcome aboard. And I put on the screen and I pasted in the chat bar a recording with 2 naturopaths from last Friday night. If you look at my chat, it says, first one I put in, let's see, I have recording. Yeah, it says recording. Dr.
Carolyn Halfman and Buffy Donahoe.
Is it on there? I thought I pasted. Maybe I couldn't paste everything at once.
Okay.
Let's see if I can. I'll go put it in there now so you'll have it.
Okay.
David, you did it.
Difference.
It's right at the top.
It's there.
It's there. Yeah, you've got a lot of information on the screen.
I know. I just stuck that one little piece in again about the recording.
One big difference between structured water, which is very good for you, of course, and ASEA is that structured water is meant to just hydrate. ASEA is not meant for hydration at all.
Yeah, no, I wasn't meaning to compare,
okay.
But I was just wondering, you know, if in the process they use structured water and if structuring the ASEA would do anything to it, if it would damage the molecules. Yeah.
Yeah, because they alter the water anyway into, you know, atoms. So I
Right,
don't think you can structure. Okay, but yeah, Lynn will get it for you.
right.
Um, all right. So is there anyone else who has anyone new on that they'd like to introduce?
I guess I'll introduce myself. If that counts.
Okay, Jonathan, absolutely. Welcome.
I'm Jonathan. I'm a 8-year Marine veteran. I served in Iraq in 2007. And I
Wow.
kind of met Betty. She kind of put me on. I was a salesman. I'm a salesman at Costco. I sell CoQ10 from Cuno. So just kind of messing around with products are natural and, trying to stay away from all that crazy medicine stuff. I'm not a doctor. I just got a life. That's all I have to go off of. And just pretty much got into it and still learning a lot about the information and just learning about the product and just trying to get myself familiarized with the benefits. So, it's an easy sell pretty much. It's a matter of getting in front of people and talking about it. A little hard now with the social distancing, but, we'll adapt and overcome, I guess. So, yeah, that's pretty much my background. I've been in sales pretty much my whole life. I worked for Apple for 3 years, customer service. I ran a U-Haul as a general manager. I've been selling used to rejection. I'm a dude, so that happens all the time. So, it is what it is. But it makes me makes me more tactical, I guess, in my approach. So
Absolutely.
I'm glad to join the teams. I appreciate everybody's warm welcomes, and got the chance to talk to Dr. Silverman one-on-one, which is really awesome. Learned
That's
a lot
great.
from him and hearing his story. And I actually saw you on video too, which is pretty cool. I saw the YouTube video. It's like meeting a celebrity in real life. It's pretty awesome.
Well, first of all, thank you for your service.
Oh, yes.
And
Thank you.
second of all,
thank you.
you've worked a lot of places. So if you reach out to them, even through Facebook or social media, or just reaching out if you have their numbers still and stuff, and just say, come learn about this. There's lots of webinars going on and stuff. And then we'd be happy to help you afterwards answer questions if you'd like.
That's awesome.
So,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, Jonathan, good to see you again, man. Welcome aboard.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah, I wasn't
welcome.
gonna leave you hanging, sir. I got you. I know you're bored down there in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnson, welcome. Welcome.
Oh, there's Betty. Hi,
There she
Betty.
is.
Welcome aboard.
Perfect.
Gold Betty in Virginia. You got a good sponsor. Got a good
Yes, you
upline.
do. Yes, you
In
do.
good hands with Dr. Silverman and Debbie.
Yeah, she's keeping eyes on me for sure. So
Yeah.
I
Sure she
can't run
is.
from her. Yeah. She was like, where are you? No, you're not. I know you're at home. I was like, yeah, I'm home. I can't go anywhere. So on the meeting, I'm like, okay.
Kind of like being back in the military, isn't it?
Yeah, right. Great. Went backwards here.
They keep tabs.
I mean, look at this. We're gathering in a group of 90 people here.
Wow.
What is that?
Yeah.
We just
So
need some
much
music.
better. So much better than the phone.
Yeah. That is true.
Well, welcome aboard, Jonathan. And
Thank you for the warm
we
welcome.
can do anything for you. Just let us know, okay?
No worries. I'll be here.
All right. All right. Anyone else new before we get to David's training? I don't know what people are doing. They don't have anything else to do. Well, that may be it. So David, maybe you could start a little bit earlier and we can have a
Start early and end early.
yeah. What a premise.
I'll give it a shot. Do you have it on speaker view, recording on speaker view, just to make sure?
I'll put it on speaker view right now. I like it.
Okay, so welcome everybody new, and I think there are a couple of the new people that didn't say anything. I see names I don't recognize, so welcome aboard. And if you feel less shy next week, then definitely announce yourselves or your sponsor will. But often we'll do a training. Sometimes one of us will do the training. It could be some diamonds or platinums in the group, or Debbie or I. And I talked to Debbie and I said, this is the week we were all going to be in Dallas. I mean, I see a lot of people that were going to be at the event in Dallas, and because obviously the virus, they canceled it, which was smart to do. I was one of the people. There were different people going to be on stage. Some had a half hour, some had 10 minutes to do a training. And in fact, Jackie was going to be on there. Jackie Wetzler was going to be up on stage. And I think some other people on here were. And I was one of the people that had a half hour, and I was talking to Karen Riley, and she said, "What do you want to train on?" So I said, "Here are the options I'm thinking." And I gave her like 5. And on the 4th, well, I got to 4. The 4th one, she goes, "That's it. That's the one." So I had to make a PowerPoint for it and did it. And what I'm going to share with you is the PowerPoint I was going to do there. I actually made the PowerPoint myself on my own background, and then they said shift it over to the Envision background. I'm just going to show you on the original one that I did. But it's pretty important. And again, this is being recorded, so you don't really have to take notes if you feel like you want to. Don't worry about it, because you can play it back. My suggestion, just kind of listen. And whenever I heard anybody speak who I could connect with, there's some people, when you go to big events and you see them on stage, you just can't connect. And some of you might connect with me, and some of you might not. I don't know. I think the information is pretty generic on here. And so I'm going to go through that right now. And I think there's going to be an online version of the Envision event, which I'll end up doing it again, but I figured we would just do it for our group because we're all going to get it this week anyway. Go find it. Okay. All right, so this is the first slide, just how to build a big business. And I just went through my background. You all know me already. This is for people that don't know who I am. But I am very, very grateful for my family, and I'm very grateful to Virtus Norton for not selling this to the pharmaceutical company. Those of you who've been fortunate enough to meet Virtus know he's a pretty special human being. And he is a perfect example of how when we talk to people about ASEA and they get involved, we always say there's a day you get into ASEA, and then there's a day ASEA gets into you. He's an example of that, because when he had ASEA perfected and he was going to flip it to a pharmaceutical company and didn't, he made the integrity choice, an ethical choice to not sell out. And so I'm very grateful that he didn't, because as you know, my story, my dad had a severe prostate issue, and I don't know if he'd be here without this product. So anyway, here's my presentation. I talk about there's 2 really important skills that you need to get to develop this business. I mean, you're gonna need to be organized, you need to be motivated. That's a lot of this is attitude, right? There's 2 of the most critical skills, most critical. One is you need to be able to create interest. You need to get people interested in learning more about what we have, because you're not there to wham, bam, slay, thank you, ma'am, and just sell them product. That's not what we're doing. We're educating them in a duplicatable, simple way so that they can sell themselves, and then they can duplicate how you educated them without having to have all these sales skills. But this is a skill you need to develop. You need to create interest. And the best way to create interest, this is not my topic on this training, is get good at asking questions and listening. When you speak, exude CCC and E. And that's just caring, conviction, confidence, and enthusiasm. Running around like a maniac, screaming how great the product is and then let's get rich. That's enthusiasm, and you got to taper that. I mean, really, Debbie came to me and said, "I love you. I've got something extremely important to share with you. Do you understand what I'm saying?" And I didn't know what the hell she was talking about. I'm like, okay, but she took me aback, and I was listening. This is important. The second skill is you've got to become a master at something. You have to become a master at another skill, right? And one of the things is that you need to get good at using tools. Let's see if I can smaller. There we go. I haven't gotten to the skill yet. I'm just saying you have to be able to leverage tools. If you don't leverage tools, you will never, ever, ever, ever be able to seed and ultimately create a large business, because you'll get exhausted. So you need to learn what the tools are, like we have in the infrastructure document. I'm going to say things to this group that I wouldn't say from the main stage too. But it's critical. It's absolutely critical. Tools are leveraged. Tools are duplicable, right? Sales skills are not duplicable. Credibility is not duplicable. The tools are, because anybody can use the tools, right? So examples of tools. Stories are tools. You need to get good at telling your story and telling the story of other people. Like I just told the story of Virtus just now, right? So that's a tool. Before and after photographs are tools. You have to get good at using those tools, right? Aging skin and cellulite only. That's what we can put on the internet as far as social media because of compliance. I think we all have other pictures that we have, but we don't post them on social media. A Renew 28 experience is a tool. Apply the gel 3 times in 5 minutes to an area of stress or concern. Now you can tell that I was being very compliant for this corporate event, where I use the word stress or concern instead of even the word discomfort, right? Compliance went over my presentation, and this is what we honed it down to. But that's a tool. Gel is a tool, right? People are a tool. 3-way connect calls, edifying the person that's on the call is really important. But these are tools, right? Events are tools. Events are really, 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 really important tools. And as I was presenting this, as I was to be presenting this Thursday or Friday, we would be sitting at an event, and everybody would realize how important it was because they will have just seen Tyler do his ethos training on Thursday. It was supposed to be this Thursday. So these are examples of tools that we have, okay? But with tools, there's some musts, right? We must know the tools, familiarize ourselves with the tools. If you don't know what's in the toolbox, how could you possibly use it? Those of you who use tools and have a toolbox, if you have a tight nut that you want to get off of a bolt, you have a couple choices. You can try to do it with a pair of pliers. You can do it with a pipe wrench. You can do it with a vice grip. But the best thing, if you have it, is a socket set, right, or a ratchet, because it fits exactly. And you can improvise and do with other tools sometimes. But if you don't know what these tools are, how could you possibly use them, right? So you need to know and familiarize yourself with the tools. You got to use your tools. You got to get your prospect or your downline. You got to get your prospect or your downline to review, experience, or attend the tools. So otherwise, the tool's useless, right? If you're not using it, you can't get them you can't leverage it with them, then it's useless. So you got to get them to want to and to commit to review or attend your tool, right, that you're trying to use. So all the webinars that we have this week, the Zooms, right, they're happening with or without you. Those are tools in the toolbox, but if you don't get them there, it's useless to you, right? So you got to get them to want to and commit to do that. Here's what my presentation is on. How do you get people to do that? How do you get people to use all the tools that we just talked about, including events? Okay, you have to become a master at promotion. This is the key. This is the absolute key to this. You have to become a master at promotion. If you look at that little Mickey Mouse on the right, you've seen it pop up a little bit. I would imagine that you figured out why I have it in there, right? Because I'm promoting something this whole time. What am I promoting? And you can see now there's a pot of gold. I'm promoting the convention. So at Envision, I was there 6 months from now, the convention. I'm promoting it. Hey, Debbie, could you mute everybody out again? Actually, I think I can do it. Hold on, I got it. There we go. Okay, so this is the key, is promotion. And I have to give credit to somebody here. Dave Stolzfus is someone in my downline now who recently joined, and Dave's been a mentor of mine in network marketing. He's been in 2 network marketing companies, the top of 2, Shackley and then the company that I was with. And he's been in network marketing for 50 years. He was a Crossline mentor of mine. I mean, I'm honored to have been voted by Crossline Diamonds as the Mentor of the Year in 2017 by my peers. And this is what he did to me. I mean, he mentored me. And I learned a lot from him. And what I'm about to share with you is what I learned from him a long time ago. So if you are new to network marketing, then I hope you're a sponge to this stuff. If you're not new to network marketing, look at what you've done in the past and take with you what worked and kind of let go what didn't, and commit to get better and better, because that's what I did. That's what every diamond does. They just commit to get better and better. So here's how you get people to do things. Everybody's walking around listening to a radio station in their head. They don't know they're listening to it, but they are. And this radio station is what makes them decide whether they are going to do something or whether they're going to avoid doing something, right? It's kind of like the pain versus pain and pleasure motivator that Tony Robbins talks about. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the radio station that people listen to all the time is WIIFM, What's in It for Me. And people make their decisions on what they are going to do and what they're not going to do based on what's in it for them. Now, for me, that might be for you. When Debbie brought it to me, the reason I took the time to look at ASEA wasn't for me, it was for my dad, but it was for me because it was for my love of my father, right? So what's in it for me? Very, very, very powerful. As Tony Robbins says, read this quote. I learned this years ago, and many of you know this. It's very true. The concept: varying amount, pain and or pleasure are what push us in one direction or the other at any given moment. And most people are more likely to be driven by escaping pain than by acquiring pleasure, but both have a part to play. Right? So if you remember, well, let me just continue with this. I'll get off track. I hope this makes sense to everybody, because there's so many examples you can give. I mean, so many. You know, I love pizza. Good pizza, I'll eat an entire pizza because I love it. I'll eat 1, 2, 3, 4 slices and I'll just keep going. And the reason why I generally don't, once in a while I don't, is because what's in it for me? What's in it for me is I'll get the taste of it. I'll love the taste of it, but I'll have to work it off. I'm going to be looking in the mirror and say, well, look at that. I don't feel good, you know? So I don't do it, right? And sometimes I do it. Sometimes what's in it for me is, I don't care. I want this. I'm putting peppers on it and oregano and everything. And I'm in a place in New York City. I'm not going to get this pizza again for a while. So you know what? It's worth it to me. So you're weighing things, right? This is critical in building this business. It really is. So how do you get them to watch a video, to apply the gel 3 times in 5 minutes, to actually set up a follow-up call the next day, to attend an event? Right? Because people make decisions at events, and the events could be a webinar, an in-home meeting, which we're not doing right now. And people make big decisions at big events. You know, the more people that are there, the more social proof there is, the more perspectives they hear, bigger decisions they make, whether they're going to get involved, what they're going to do with this. They're tired of screwing around. They've been a director for 6 months. They make decisions at events and make big decisions at big events. And again, on the bottom right of the screen, you got Mickey Mouse and a pot of gold, because I am promoting it the whole way. And what's in it for me, for everybody at Envision who was going to be there, was they want their business to be bigger in September than it is now. And getting there and getting people there is critical. So events are the key. You want to get people to events and find their why. Or what's in it for me. You want people to attend events, to come to a webinar this week, you got to find their why, and you got to find their why, and you got to tie the event to their why. You have to find their why as best you can, and that's why I shot the 6 minute 6 reasons video. Find their why, and then tie why they should be at that event to help them solve the problem that they have. So with prospects, when you're prospecting, ask questions, find a pain. It's funny, compliance wanted me to take the word pain out. I'm like, no, I'm not talking about physical pain. I'm talking about a pain in their life, a pain in their pocketbook, a pain that their child is ill, a pain that they whatever, you know. You have to ask questions to find a pain in their life. And that's, again, why I shot that video. Downline, you want to tie it to their why, know their reason why for the business. Okay. 6-minute 6 reasons goes through the 6 reasons why people take the time to look at a SIA initially. And reason number 6 is why a lot of us are here now, and reason number 6 is the opportunity. You may not have been looking at the opportunity initially like me. You might have been. I find about 20% of people are looking for an opportunity. Right now, the number is a bit higher because everybody's stuck in their house and they have no way of knowing how they're going to make money, how they're going to pay their bills, when the money's going to start flowing again, how crushed the economy is going to be when it's over. So right now, I'd say the percentage of people that are looking for an opportunity is a little higher than 20%. But this is how you drive people to events. This is how you get them to events. Find a prospect, you find out their reason why, their pain, their problem they have in their life, any of those 6 reasons. And to get downline to attend events, know their why. If they're like, well, I'm not going to go to Envision because I don't have the money or I don't have the time. If you know their why, and their why is they've told you that they're scared to death that they're not going to be able to retire. If you get to a person's why and they're actually crying, we say it, the why that makes you cry, you got to a deep level, not like I want to make money. It's what pain in their life, what stress will go away if they have a residual X amount of dollars coming in. Know that about your downline because you can tie the event to the downline. And very, very most important thing is to know their why, okay? Now, there are other ways to get people to events, and we'll talk about it. More on promoting events, okay? And this is the page I want to get to. Promote events by edifying who is speaking, right? I just edified, what did I do here? Did I edify? Yeah, I kind of edified Tyler Norton. I said I'd be speaking on Friday, and everybody would have been excited as heck that they were there at the event because they would have just seen Tyler do his ethos training, right? That's huge. So if you know who's there, who's speaking, and you know something about the person you're talking to, and even if it's just one speaker, find something about that speaker that you want to get that person to edify the person who's speaking at the events or people. Okay, you also promote events by sharing why others are attending. Share other people's reasons for attending the event. It's not just you. You're talking to a nurse. Well, right now nurses are really overstressed. But you know what, Susan? There are going to be a lot of nurses there. I want to introduce you to them. You know why they're going? Why? Because they feel like they're overworked, they're underpaid, and they're underappreciated. It's tough work. Can you relate? Oh yeah. Well, there's going to be a lot of nurses there. I want you to talk to these nurses. I can't get you to meet them individually. You can have coffee with them. That's an example of promoting the event by promoting the people who are going to be there. You want them to know that proactive people who have problems of their own will be there. You want them to feel a sense or know that you want them there, but you don't need them there. You want them there, but you don't need them there, right? This is really important. You're not begging people. You're getting them there because you want to help them solve their problems. You want them to know that the event is going to happen with or without them. Just like I said today, these Zooms this week are going to happen with or without you. With or without you, bring guests. You attend these Zooms, you learn. You bring guests, you learn, and you earn. We want to have you do both, honestly. How else do you promote events? You promote events with flyers, paper flyers, electronic flyers, text group, Facebook, email. If you have important events coming up, you're promoting it. I promoted it today. I made that document that I put up on the screen. This is how you promote. This is how you're making people aware of events taking place and why they should be there. Promote events by leveraging a third party. 3-way phone calls are huge for promoting events. Really, really important. You also promote events at events. You all are here. There's 98 people here, right? This is an event, and I am promoting events. This is key. And all the people I'm seeing lots of leaders here that are really, really good at doing this. Really good at doing it, and are always striving to get better. And I see people here who probably don't know anything about this yet, but it is important that anybody can get good at this. And this doesn't take going to medical school for 4 years. Another way to promote events is promoting them at events. Promote events by running contests, right? Debbie and I just ran a contest for Envision, and it ends, I think, day after tomorrow. Is my son's birthday today. Day after tomorrow. Yes, I did call him. But run contests to get people to events. We do that all the time. It's a good investment of money with your team to run contests and repetitiously promote events over and over again, right? You have a big event coming up like convention. At every event, you should promote it. Whether you're doing webinars or when you start doing in-homes again, you should have flyers for it. You're always promoting events at events and doing it over and over again. So again, in this presentation, I already kind of let it go what these little slides were for. But doing the presentation, I was just going to leave it there until the end because I was going to remind people of the convention happening and how important it is for everybody to be there to start promoting. I was going to give people a goal. How many people do you commit to bringing to the event? How many legs do you commit to have people at the convention? And when I say legs, what I mean is, you have two binary legs, but as you're sponsoring people, say you sponsor 10 people, that's 10 legs. The chances are that they're all building the business is pretty darn tiny, very tiny, right? Because some of them are just consumers. Some of them might even quit the product. Some said, I want to make money. They don't do anything. They don't come to the meetings. They don't do anything. They may come along later. And then there's a percentage of people that are sponges and say, you know what do I need to do? So that may turn out to about three people. But so that's the idea is if you have 20 legs or 50 legs, whatever it is, what's your goal of legs to bring to the convention? In our comp plan, the goal should be to get to the point where you're bringing 10 legs. And why do I say 10? And people say, well, to get to triple diamond and ambassador, you need 7 legs with director 300s. This is very true. You need 7 legs with director 300s. But let me tell you something. People quit sometimes. You might have director 300s in these legs. That's say you got 6 and you think, oh, that's enough for double diamond or for diamond. It may or may not be. You want contingency. You want extras. In case some weeks these people are not qualifying or they quit or whatever it is. So, you want to get to the point where you've got 10 legs coming to convention. And then you've got a really, really, really solid business. How do you get 10 legs? And it doesn't have to be the first line person. It could be people down. It's the way you get them there is what we just talked about. It's promoting. It's tying the event to their why. So, Debbie, I'm done with the training part here. I'm going to set it so people can unmute themselves because I kind of made it so no one could unmute themselves. And Debbie, anything you want to add to that? And then we can open up for questions. But I did it pretty quickly. I know you're very proud of me.
I am. It's like having a little brother who listens. No, no, very good advice. And thank you for that. And we look forward to kind of seeing it through Envision. Speaking of promoting, I would like to say that I did a team training for Ray Dunbon. She's an Ambassador Diamond from Norway, lives in Sweden right now. She, for a while, and still might have, signed up probably more people than anyone. She's a live blood cell microscopist. She shows people their blood before and after. And I've asked her if she would do maybe a special training. Now she's on Swedish time, so she's 6 hours ahead of us right now. And so we'd have to do it kind of earlier in the day, but people are kind of stuck in. So I thought maybe you guys would like to hear from her since you don't get to hear from her very often at all. And so we will set that up. We were maybe trying for Friday if she's available. So watch for that. We're going to be promoting it. We'll be sending it out. We'll have it on Facebook. We'll send out emails. We can send out a text to our leaders and hopefully they'll send it out to their leaders. So she does a very good training and I would love everybody, just kind of something different and something for fun, but something, that will be very pertinent to your business. And one of the things, and I will just give you a health tip. One of the things that she always promotes besides ASEA is to get enough sleep, enough rest, enough exercise, drink good water, but make sure you are taking in salt. most people have cut back on salt so much that they need that in their bodies for their systems to work right. And David could probably tell you the medical reason for that. I mean, if you're still eating Morton salt, shame on you.
Well,
They
Morton's kosher is okay.
Okay, well, whatever. What they did with salt, which is why it hurt us so badly, is they took out all the minerals and things that were supposed to go with the salt in order for your body to use it correctly. And Morton, the plain old white salt, just stripped everything and then bleached it. And so if you're eating something like Himalayan salt is the best, the pink salt with 77 minerals attached to it, or real salt from Utah, which is fabulous. And I can tell you, I worked with a man at Clyde's when I had my server position. He had high blood pressure. I got him on real salt. It lowered his blood pressure by 40 points. So if you're eating the correct salt, which you need to have in your system, you're fine. You can put as much on as you want, pretty much. You can't overdose, because most of us are lacking in salt, and that's what showed up in my blood. She said, the only thing I would tell you to do is to eat more salt. So that's just a health tip. And David, what's the reason? Because your cells communicate better with salt and stuff like that in the system?
I don't know. It has to do with the minerals. And when I said Morton's kosher salt, the only reason I said that is because that's what they make ASEA out of. But yeah, you want the pink salt. Any of those salts are important, and it's so counterintuitive that it can lower blood pressure, because we're taught, you don't want salt. But look, they're finding out a lot of things that are wrong.
I mean, now that was explained to us in our last company. And Morton's kosher salt then wouldn't be good because it's just sodium and chloride. You need the minerals that it goes with.
Dr. Hoffman, why don't you share, because you just posted something there.
Okay, there you go.
I was just going to say it's the anti-caking agents in the non-natural salts that cause the problems, and that's why people get edema, and that's why the doctors don't want them taking too much. Because if you think about it, if you pour crappy salt into water, it'll so much, and then it finally salts out, and that's basically what's happening with the bad salt in our body. It salts out, and wherever that is, it's going to pull water. So it pulls water into the tissue and you get edema. So when people have got edema but they're on lousy salt, that's part of the problem. The other side is a lack of protein. Protein holds sodium in the blood. So if you've got a lot of edema, sometimes people are also protein deficient because of that.
So there you go. But I know real salt from Utah is mined right in Utah. It's a fabulous salt. It tastes really good, and it gives you all the minerals that it takes with. And that's the salt he got on that lowered his blood pressure by 40 points, because that's what it can do. So anyway,
where do you get that, Debbie?
any store.
But
It's in Safeway, it's in Giant, it's in Whole Foods.
if you're not in Utah.
No. I
really?
was in Maryland, and I bought it all the time. That's what I've been on for years.
I use it in my foot baths.
It's just
that
real
reason.
salt?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sold around the United States at least. So, but it's in Safeway, it's in Giant, it's in Whole Foods. You can find it anywhere.
What's the name of it, Debbie?
Salt.com. Yes, Amy?
What's the name of it?
Real, R-E-A-L, salt.
Oh, okay. That's the name. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the name.
Okay. Thanks.
Sure.
Okay, does anybody have any questions or anything they want to add? Any comments? Any needs?
What about hey, David, what
Hey,
about
Rob.
hi. What about the salt on Utz pretzels? Those are my favorite. I eat those all the time.
That's probably iodized salt, I'd imagine.
Not the right salt.
Wow.
Hi, it's Francesca. I had a question.
Sure.
I had a question. I recently had a virtual meeting on Saturday, and I would like to do another one again. Of course, since everyone is in quarantine this Saturday. I was wondering, how is it possible to do a recording, and then how do you retrieve the recording so that you can send it to someone else?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So What you do is, do you have your own account, your own Zoom account?
I actually, Ivani was very gracious and she let me use her Zoom
Okay.
account.
Well, you can use hers. You can get a free account. I mean, you can get an account, but it has a maximum of 40 minutes and 25 minutes, 40 minutes and 25 minutes participants. Or you use hers. But when you're the host, at the bottom it says record, and you click it, and it'll say record on this computer or record to the cloud, right? Well, I just recorded to the computer. I hit it, it starts, like you can see it says recording in the upper left corner. Debbie did it. Excuse me. And when you're done, you stop it. And then once you get out of Zoom, you'll see it is going to be loading or downloading or uploading, whatever the heck they call it. And it's going to be downloading to your computer, and you have a file. Then you can rename it. Just put it in your documents or something, have someone show you wherever you store things.
Mhm.
And then you go and you get a Vimeo account, or YouTube, set up a YouTube account.
Okay.
And once you go, it'll say upload a video. You click it. It says click the file you want. It'll upload it. You can pick, do you want it to be to the public? Do you want it password protected? And it'll give you a link. And then you've got a YouTube video or a Vimeo video. But
Okay, that's good to know.
yeah, just go to Google or YouTube and say, how do I do this? And that's the beautiful thing now. It took me years to realize all I have to do is ask this thing a question, and it'll tell me and show me things. I like videos showing what.
Right.
Okay, I think that was a missing point that I was playing with it for something else and I wasn't able to find it, but that's the missing link is the Vimeo and then YouTube. So actually create an account with that, and then from there I would be able to send it to somebody.
Yeah, I'll just show you. Like here's YouTube, and see that little plus sign?
Mhm.
I click it, it says upload video. So I'll go to it and I'll just select the file I want. It's going to go to all my files. I can go to wherever I put it. And I just
Downloads was
Yep.
what it would be in.
Okay, thank you. That's good to know. And I had one more question. I was looking to download the Breakthrough by Alan Noble. I had a little hiccup when I had my virtual meeting and it froze on me. And I was wondering, is there a way for me to download the actual Vimeo file so that doesn't happen in the future?
I copy and if you go to his file and you see the Vimeo and it's playing, it'll say there's a little share button when you move your cursor. If you hit share, it'll pull the Vimeo URL right there.
Okay.
So then you can use that URL and use that instead.
Okay.
That's how I sent it to a doctor's office so that he could use the quick draw in his doctor's.
Were you saying, Francesca, that your Wi-Fi is not good, so you wanted to download it to your computer, or what was the reason for wanting to download it?
Yes, I had a hiccup during the virtual meeting. It froze several times.
Yeah.
So I had to wait and everybody was kind of waiting and wanted to know if there's a way that I could avoid that in the future. Maybe my Wi-Fi just wasn't strong enough.
Well, yeah, what Debbie described wouldn't solve that problem.
No, it wouldn't solve that problem. You couldn't
Oh.
download it.
And I don't know where you who knows where they downloaded it is? I always forget. Anybody know, Lisa?
There's something called the 4K, it's 4K downloader or something, 4K video downloader. That pretty much downloads any video from anywhere for the most part.
Okay, I'll look into that.
So
4K
try
video.
that. Yeah.
You could also use
Yeah.
Google Drive to upload your video so you have better quality. Because if you try to send in an email or something like that, it will actually decrease the clarity of the actual video.
Mhm.
So if you send it through Google Drive, it's free. If you already have a Gmail account,
Mhm.
upload it there and you can download it onto any device you'd like and edit it that way. So you still have the better quality.
Okay, I do use Google Drive frequently for
There you go.
church. So yeah, okay, thank you.
Look, Jonathan's already contributed.
Jonathan,
Look at
yeah,
this.
yeah, exactly.
That's the-
Jonathan, I
that's the
need
Apple
your
in me
private.
already.
Jonathan, I need your private phone number.
All right, if you got iPhone questions, only after 10 p.m., I gotta stop.
Okay, okay,
Yes, thank you. I
That's it.
appreciate it.
I'll
sure.
help you, bro.
And just for people who are curious, if you can see that, it's Redmond's Real Salt. 'Cause I know that's kind of a funny name. You always say real salt, and people go, "What's the name of it?"
It's real solid.
It is real salt. Anyway, all right. I just wanted to get that in.
I just had one question.
Sure.
If it's not too late, Debbie or Dr. Silverman. I'm really interested in seeing if there's if you ever have time to do role playing in a sense, like over a video to kind of practice different avenues and different approaches and stuff like that. Like I have my own spin, but I want to see what you guys use and then change it up myself. Because I don't know everything, of course, even though it's been in sales forever. I'm not sure if there's like times for that, or is there anything like that available?
We have done role playing before with how to create interest and how to do follow up and stuff like that. A lot of times I've heard some of that on the charge up call, so we could keep watching. We could do a training on it.
Can do it next week
if you'd like, if you want to.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Sure.
Sooner the better, for me, but for everybody else.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, people learn from role playing. It's usually very good.
Yeah, that's how I learned too. Like videos for me too, seeing it like at live action can be easier for everybody else who's just starting or learning how to. I know. I just realized that talking to people is one of the hardest things to do for a lot of people, and so that's how I learned. That took a lot of. Like when I say I've been rejected a lot, I've been rejected a lot, and that's like the hardest part of sales. But that's mostly the hardest part for everybody. But I mean, once you overcome that bridge, it's easy,
Yeah. If you don't take it personally.
Yeah, exactly. Don't take it personal. Nothing personal. It's just all.
I mean, most people have heard this 300 times, but if you think of yourself as a flight attendant and you're offering coffee, and some people take it and some people don't, you're never hurt. You don't care. Same thing with this. You're offering them education on redox. Some people will want it, some people won't. It's not you personally they're rejecting, it's the information.
Why don't we get a group of some of the leaders together and we can do a couple topics next week? Would everybody like that as a training?
That'd be cool.
Okay.
Great for everybody, honestly.
That's cool. We got some good people on here that are really good at doing this. Hey, Deb, would you mind stopping the recording? I want to share something real quick about the coronavirus, which really kind of